the judge scolded him, stated that what he was saying and how he was saying it was completely inappropriate for the courtroom. And I don't know if there's something wrong with this dude, but from all accounts, he was like not apologetic. He was like sarcastic, didn't really care. These are 5-year-olds, guys. And now Mike has allegedly committed additional crimes. And now we're right back to it. The impression that I got as well from the Jolly and Jolly guy is that super amateur.
Oh, okay.
Like, not professional at all. And, dude, throwing your mom under the bus, right? Why? Right? Because in this case, remember how I explained what the charge is. In this case, it doesn't matter. So either you go down or you both go down. And now you're taking your mom down with you. Wild. Great Family Guy though, right?
The best.
Welcome back to the He's Wrong, She's Right podcast. I'm Andrew. This is Nona. And here's what Grok has to say about Andrew. Oh, of course I closed it. Grok calls Andrew, based on Andrew's tweets on X, similar in humor and military support to Dan Crenshaw. Grok is disavowed. Grok is persona non grata. We'll never say your name again. You're over. Some of the replies actually, and because there's a little bit of a delay, had like the exact tone as Elon's tweets. And I was like, I know he can't possibly do it, but...
Built the AI after him?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a robotic human being.
I mean, he couldn't possibly reply to everybody because there's thousands and thousands of people doing this.
No, you probably just built the AI off of him.
So, anyways, today, actually, before we jump into it, we've got a couple things to go over here.
Yes, you do.
We lost my dog, Whisper, last week. So she will permanently be joining us on set from now on as a third host. And on a non-somber note, finally use this. Thank you.
3 months later. 3 months after your friend sent it to you.
Yeah.
That's how long his nose hairs were.
Well, no, it was longer than that. Because, well, no, I've used my electric trimmer.
It was Christmas that I plucked your nose hairs with my tweezers. Christmas.
Why am I completely spacing out his name right now?
You don't even
Jacob
remember
Munt.
your own friend?
Jacob Munt. So if you guys are familiar, if you guys ever watched Surviving the Cut, the sniper episode, the main character in there, Jacob Munt, he's the one that sent this to me. So thank you for that, Jake.
He only said ow once, and that's because he accidentally yanked instead of...
I didn't know what I was doing. I was just in there chipping away, and then all
and
of
then
a
he turned to me and he was like, is it better? I'm like, yes! Oh my God, you had spider legs growing out of your nose.
This actually works way better than the electric one. The electric one, I swear, it doesn't, like, I feel like I'm just sitting there picking my nose. It doesn't, like, you have to, like, go all around in circles and do stuff. That one, I was just, like, stick it in.
It was probably less than $10 on Amazon.
I don't know. So, thank you for that.
You could link it in our comments.
Sure.
That way all you guys can
the
order
description
them.
or whatever. So anyways, guys, we've got a bunch of stuff to go over today. This is, as the title probably says, we'll see. Well, for one, this is our 155th episode. But this is the truth about the Mike Glover case. And I just did some review.
Okay.
There was a hearing on Monday that I missed. I happened to be picking up the kids after an appointment. So I didn't get to watch it. Kay was able to watch it. And I have all the notes from everything there. And it's pretty crazy. It's kind of funny in a way, but
nothing about this is funny.
No, it's funny how his attorney was dragged by the judge.
Gotcha.
So if you guys aren't familiar, there's actually there's 3 cases with 4 hearings coming up. Yeah. So this was a status hearing on Monday for the temporary restraining order for the children. I don't believe his ex is covered by it, but obviously we don't have the document. And also, nobody has the document. That's a point that came up. It was just arbitrarily extended. Everybody was honoring it, but there was never actually a hearing to extend it.
Oh.
So his attorney tried to bring out the point that he hasn't seen his kids in 3 months and blah, blah, blah. And that actually was the exact 3 months to the date.
Okay.
And there's a whole ordeal. One of his attorneys wasn't able to join the call, couldn't get through. They had a password thing. It was like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes wasted, where you could tell the judge was frustrated that these people didn't join the call earlier and get all this figured out.
Right.
But it was also a public call where they were rolling from case to case to case. Kind of like how when you go to traffic court and everybody's there and everybody.
I've never been to traffic court.
Have you ever been to court? Yeah, you have. So you know how
only pertaining to
when everybody
divorce.
When everybody shows up for the same day, right? And then they just go through the calendar, one after another, but everybody is there until they're called.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it was like, but virtually.
Virtually.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So whether that matters or not, it doesn't really. But essentially,
either way, they should have been on there and ready.
Yeah. So the other hearing, the status hearing for whether or not Mike is going to waive his rights to have the prosecutors in the misdemeanor child abuse. And let me read the exact charge because there is an explanation there. The misdemeanor child abuse charge is child abuse with injury, intentional or knowing. The definition for that in Utah as this Class A misdemeanor is that even if Mike, this is going to be important to the rest of this conversation, even if Mike did not himself directly lay hands on his child, because the child is in his custody, he is responsible for what other people do to his child.
Understood.
Okay? So that's important information here. So it doesn't matter what they argue, it doesn't matter. So going back into this real quick, they had the status hearing on Monday regarding the TRO and extending it out. His ex's attorney was present. She was present. Mike was present in a suit and tie, which was like either he's lost a lot of weight and just didn't get it retailored, or he bought a brand new suit and it's not been tailored. It looked like when you put a suit on a child for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was
playing dress up.
And Jessica was with him.
Okay.
Yep. So obviously that's for presenting
for show.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
So Mike had actually 2 attorneys showed up, one from a law firm that's covering 2 of the cases.
Okay.
And then one that's only specifically covering the protective order and the DCFS stuff.
Okay.
The thing that came up from the transcript and from Kay's notes is that it's clear that Mike's attorneys are not talking to each other.
Aren't they all in the same law firm?
No, that's what I said. One attorney who works in a law firm with 3 other attorneys who were on the miscellaneous cases showed up. The one that was there specifically for the TRO, not for the other stuff.
It's with a completely different law firm. Oh, sorry.
Jolly or something like that. Go back and watch our playlist. We have a full video. The last video that we did about this breaks down who all the attorneys are, what cases they cover. So I'm not going to rehash that out. I also want to make sure that we point out, guys, that we're specifically reporting on publicly available facts. This is not speculation. It's not what if. It's not here's what we think is going to happen. I'm telling you exactly what has happened in the courts. There's no speculation. And the only information that we have is publicly available. Whether or not you want to go out and look for it yourself and confirm it, that's up to you. We have provided some stuff previously, and we may continue to provide some stuff, but it's not our job to do so. So we have sources. We're literally going out and doing the research. If you don't want to do the work yourself, that's your own problem, not mine. Right?
Correct.
I mean, trust but confirm anyways. Even if you do believe us, you should go back and look at it yourself.
Okay.
Right? That's kind of the rule of the land. Trust but confirm.
Okay.
I trust you. I believe your interpretation is correct. I think what you said is correct. Maybe you got a verb or something incorrect. Because there is, just in any conversation that people have, there's times when people need to explain what they mean or their intentions.
Okay.
Right? So what we interpret from it is going to be different from what somebody interprets from it. All that really matters is what the judge said at the end of the day, right?
Correct.
So they were upset that there had been no TRO hearing up until now.
Okay.
Obviously, the TRO is filed in conjunction with the child welfare case, so that's a DCFS case. So though we know the dates of that is not public. The dates of that, and there are two,
Okay.
are May 6th and May 9th.
Okay.
There was confusion with Mike interjecting because he believed that the child abuse case was also on May 6th. Turned out his attorney or the GAL corrected him and said, no, that's May 5th. So he's got bang, 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 right? Like, I don't know what days of the week that is, but I'm assuming Monday, Tuesday, Friday.
Possibly.
All in the same
I don't
week.
have a calendar in front of me.
I don't either. So they spent like 5 minutes hashing out what day, what time. We're going to need about this much time. And then they spent the rest of the other time, Mike's attorney from Jolly and Jolly, bickering with the judge. And,
That's not a good look.
And being told, hold on. I thought I had a note for this. It's probably in here somewhere. I zoomed in. I have too much. This is in chronological order, but I'm telling the story as it makes sense rather than chronological. It's chronological based on the hearing, isn't chronological in terms of how things happen.
So what did the judge say?
The judge scolded him, stated that what he was saying and how he was saying it was completely inappropriate for the courtroom. And I don't know if there's something wrong with this dude, but from all accounts, he was like not apologetic. He was like sarcastic, didn't really care.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if Mike picked up on that. Right.
That's not good.
Yeah. And so here's where the conflict comes up as well. So they made a point to talk about the kids not being able to see Mike. They don't, obviously Mike wants to see them or says he wants to see them.
Which is what he did in his video leading up to it.
Yes. So he said, I haven't seen them, and, families breaking apart and not having the connection and blah, 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 blah. And we don't have to get into all that right now.
Right.
But he was pleading to be able to see them even if it had to be under supervision. And his attorney said, Miss Brown, who is his ex's attorney, was incorrect in saying that there was a fear that the children were going to be coerced or talked to or otherwise to plea or to testify differently. And he jumped out and said, that's completely unfounded. That's not going to happen. That would be inappropriate. So Mike's own judge said it would be inappropriate to call the children to testify on his behalf or in court or whatever at all, in whatever capacity, doesn't matter.
Typically, judges want to keep children out completely.
But listen, his attorney said that, right? Then his other attorney raises his hand.
And said?
But before he gets spoken to, in tears, oh my gosh. It's not, is it?
His ex-wife.
No, his ex-girlfriend. So he's calling her girlfriend now. So we're going to go on his words.
Jessica is the girlfriend.
Jessica's current girlfriend with the toddler infant.
Veronica is the ex-wife.
Now I'm going to what's another V name? I'm sorry, guys. I have her last name only. Warner.
You told me it was Veronica.
I can't remember now. I believe it might be. Anyways, Warner is her last name. We're going to call her Miss Warner. So Miss Warner, Mike's ex, also raises her hand and in tears, audibly and visually crying, Your Honor, I was just served paperwork, a subpoena that my children are being called to testify. And then the other attorney had to jump in and clarify and state that, yes, they had been called to testify. These are 5-year-olds, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what did the judge say to that?
She kind of took a step back and wanted to get the broader picture again and understand what was going on. But your attorneys are supposed to work for you.
Right.
Your attorneys aren't even on the same page.
One subpoenaed, the other said that they weren't.
And here's here's the worst part, right? And as far as like it goes for Mike, had his ex only said that, it's her versus him, because I don't think, I guess Miss Brown did know because she's representing her. So she probably knew, but that conversation didn't come up. So that's why I'm going around that. So it would have been his attorney saying that's not going to happen, that's inappropriate, and her saying, no, I really got served, it's going to happen, or at least they've requested for it to happen. And then it's kind of him versus her. And then for his own other attorney from a different law firm to step in and say, yes, we did make that request. One attorney just said that the other attorney is inappropriate.
Right.
Representing the same person.
Right.
And then the attorney that was called inappropriate saying, no, that's happening. Yeah, we really did that. Insanity. I did get a very, very good impression that the judge is very neutral.
Okay.
But is now not liking Mike's attorneys.
I mean, rule number 1, don't just disrespect the judge.
Yeah. Screwed that up big time. So he kept, the same guy, Snow, I believe is his name. Snow kept saying, we've sent evidence, we've done this. And the judge kept saying, this is not an evidentiary hearing. This is simply a status hearing. Are we keeping it intact or not? We're not hearing evidence. We're not presenting evidence. We're not.
So what was the outcome?
The outcome is that it's staying intact.
Okay.
And how it was worded by the judge at the end was that she would allow, but it doesn't mean that it will happen. She will allow 2 hours within a 7-day period. So Sunday to Saturday, whatever. If he goes on Sunday, you can't see them again until the following Sunday.
Okay. At a visitation center?
Visitation center, ACAFS, I believe is what it's called, ACAFS. And it has to be within line of sight and line of hearing.
Okay.
That's the only way. And that's only if DCFS agrees.
Gotcha.
So she wasn't saying it will happen.
Okay.
Which I want to make sure that people understand that the judge was just saying
that she will allow it.
I'm not the arbiter on this decision. That's somebody else, but I'm not going to block that decision. I will allow up to this, and they cannot go above that. But it's not my decision to say yes or no.
And potentially the next DCF case is in a whole month from now.
Yeah, May 5th or May 6th. Yep. DCFS.
So potentially nothing until then.
Yep. Well, he has the criminal case on April 24th, which could change how those other hearings and trials go as well.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's the whole thing. I'm going back to Twitch real quick to see if anybody's asking us any questions or wanting to chat with us. What's up, Twitch people watching us? So, they asked to dismiss the TRO, and the judge said that was completely inappropriate.
So that was denied.
And was denied, yes. The dude kept wanting to bring it up. He kept wanting to bring up
The attorney?
Supposedly, yes, White. Supposedly, there's an audio recording. When this audio recording happened, it's unclear. He just keeps saying audio recording.
Okay.
Of Mike's mother saying that she's the one that spanked the child. However, in Miss Brown's rebuttal, that's not what she told to the police in the police report or in the previous hearing. So now she's an unreliable witness.
Okay. And also, Mike has a pattern of coercion when it comes to witnessing.
Yep.
So.
And they didn't bring that up, and I really wish they would have. I didn't get an opportunity to talk to her in time. So maybe that would have changed.
The pattern of witness tampering?
No. Miss Brown did not bring that up to the judge. The judge doesn't know that happened.
Right. I know. I'm saying that is an important key element.
Yes. Correct. So, but for the visitation, he has to be within line of sight and line of sound at all times. What these facilities looks like, not sure. Apparently it's a nonprofit. I did look it up. Their website's kind of bland. It's like acafs.org if you guys want to go check it out. It doesn't really say much about it. It's just a nonprofit organization for this purpose.
For situations like this of monitoring needs to occur for visitation.
So I already brought up the credibility of Mike's mother in the case. So that's going to be a big deal for the evidentiary hearing because that's the only other witness that can testify on his behalf. And whatever this recording is, this audio recording, where are you going to get an audio only recording? Did you rip it like from a security camera?
Or it's another coerced phone call.
Well, that would have just been her using like the recording app on her phone then. I would like to state that my son didn't do it. I did it. Like that's...
Well, it could have been a phone call that like he was... now we're going to the speculation path, which is what we don't do. Right.
So it's a recording. What that recording is and is from is unclear at this time. We have no ability to obtain that. So it's not even worth you asking us in the comments. I'm just telling you how it is.
It's something that will or will not come out during the trial.
Yep. So the hearing for the next hearing for the TRO will be May 5th, 2 p.m. That's what was finalized after they went back and forth from like end of May to May 5th to all the way out to June and then coming back. The judge seems to have a pretty packed calendar and was like, apparently they want about 3 hours for this.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what else was discussed, Andrew?
That was... So they did say that, how did they phrase it? They said that there is a lot of interest in this case. And that there are news agencies like He's Wrong, She's Right who are covering this. And we weren't on that. I mean, our guy, Kay, was on there, but we weren't on there at that time. So it's kind of funny in a way that, this kind of was a big reason why people hated our channel last year. And now Mike has allegedly committed additional crimes. And now we're right back to it. The impression that I got as well from the Jolly and Jolly guy is that super amateur.
Oh, okay.
Like, not professional at all.
Right. He's the one who disrespected the judge.
Yeah. And the impression that I got from the other one was all business.
Okay. So is Jolly and Jolly the one who is subpoenaing the children?
No.
So it's the other way around. Mr. Business is subpoenaing the children.
Yes. That's not other way around. That's exactly how I already explained it.
No, I was clarifying that the same person who disrespected the judge is not actually the same person who... That's interesting.
Sorry for pausing here for a second. Yeah, it says that Glover's mom gave a different statement to the police on record. What that statement was not presented, but it contradicts the recording. And dude, throwing your mom under the bus, right? Wild. Right? It because in this case, remember how I explained what the charge is. In this case, it doesn't matter. So either you go down or you both go down. And now you're taking your mom down with you. Wild. Great Family Guy though, right?
The best.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing. So I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a timeline that he's kind of fixed up in his head or it's based on the length of the relationship or what, but Mike specifically said that leading up until December, they had co-parented together very well for 3 years.
Okay.
The children are almost 6.
Mm-hmm.
So is he saying that they didn't parent well together when they were in a relationship?
Co-parenting is typically used in verbiage once you have separated.
Right. But why didn't he characterize?
So if they were officially divorced or officially separated, I don't know the legalities as to what their relationship is. If they have been officially separated and no longer cohabitating together for the last 3 years, then yes, he used the correct verbiage of we were co-parenting effectively for the last 3 years, but it's to paint a picture of a peaceful.
But why didn't he characterize the time parenting during the relationship?
Because you don't typically say co-parenting when you are cohabitating as well.
But you're still not answering my question, because that can matter. If they were not parenting well together while in that relationship, that information could matter.
Because that's not something that is called into question.
It absolutely could be. If there was a pattern of behavior while they were in a relationship and then it only got better after they broke up, that matters.
But that wasn't the sentiment that he was attempting to express stating.
So he's building a narrative. So I'm asking why he didn't present information I'm asking a very specific question. I'm not asking for why. I am asking for why. I'm not asking what he was trying to characterize, what that period of time is. I'm asking why he didn't want to talk about what came before that. Because that period of time that came before the co-parenting also matters, because this is a case regarding parental rights. It's a case regarding, all of that. It matters. It matters how the relationship was both before, during, and after.
You also run the risk of the judge cutting you off. And if he started potentially with, we were together for 2-3 years and had a lovely relationship, the judge might already stop him right there. And where are you going with this? So
that's not for the judge to do.
He got right to the point of we were co-parenting effectively. That's attempting to summarize a relationship in one foul swoop.
You're completely missing what I'm getting at, so we'll move on from this.
Understand what you're getting at.
No. But another thing that Mike did say, which I found to be just as ridiculous as him calling himself Jesus in that video a couple weeks ago.
Okay, what did he do now?
He said that the charges brought against him were criminal, and he wasn't saying that as their criminal charges.
Right.
He's calling the state criminal
Gotcha.
for charging him.
Yeah, that's pretty bold.
Yeah. And on the record.
Right, that's pretty bold.
Yep. So, as I said, I got a good impression from...
Have they asked for a psych eval?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because that definitely should be looked into.
Yep.
Equating himself to Jesus, calling the state criminal. Definitely potentially delusional behavior.
Yep. The thing that really gets me, though, and I mean, it's probably purposeful in some ways, is that there's obviously, like I said, his attorneys are not communicating.
Right.
But also, her attorneys in the state aren't looking at the whole picture.
Correct.
Which is that
they're doing a disservice to their clients.
And the kids. And
those are the clients.
Well, the kids aren't the clients. The kids are
in
the gal.
This sense, they in fact are mother by proxy, because mother is doing what she is supposed to do.
Okay.
But the children are the priority here. And it is a shame that they are not investigating further.
Yeah. So there definitely is more information that we can send over to Miss Brown, especially now that she has a little bit of room to look into this.
She asked to speak with you directly and then dropped the ball on that, and that's pretty sad.
Well, it took her a couple days to get back to me. I'm sure she has a huge caseload, so she might not have. It might still be on the table. I don't know. But if you still want to talk, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are,
I'm sure she's not on Twitch.
I meant the video when this comes out. So, any other notes or comments? Oh, again, guys, we have a full playlist. So if you're like, what is going on? What is all this? Because there are people who still, to this day, are confusing the cases and confusing the women and blaming Jessica, which in its own right is hilarious because that clearly shows that you don't follow Mike as closely as you pretend to, right? You're like, oh, he should have gotten out of the relationship, or she's crazy and blah, blah, blah. They're in a relationship right now. So you're insulting her while they're currently in a relationship, calling her crazy, saying he should have left before that happened. And you're defending him against the woman who he is still with as if it's the other woman.
And just in general, victim blaming as a whole, just don't do it.
Yeah. So I've actually thought about this. I want to do a video on our clips channel.
Okay.
That is all of the comments combined, but not read by us, just read by AI. Just in a really robotic, no emotion voice, because I want you guys to hear how it actually sounds without me saying, I'm reading it how it's written. I'm reading it how it's written, because I am. I'm reading it like an idiot because you wrote it like an idiot. I sent for Mike. I would say there's been maybe 2 or 3 educated, well thought out comments who were just asking because they didn't know. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I'm a huge Mike supporter, have been for years. I really hope that the kids are okay. I hope this is not true, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And genuine, well thought out comments, but then the overwhelming majority. You guys suck. Yeah. You're liars.
Yeah. It was all dropped.
People calling us simps for not simping, which completely makes sense. Basically everything you guys can think of, there's probably a comment of it. If it exists, it exists. It's probably there. So all these comments, people are super mad about the whole situation. He's been publishing videos since then as well, with comments turned off on all of them because he needs that ad money. He even said that he needs the money to pay his attorneys, and this keeps getting more expensive the longer it gets dragged out. So, now that we know kind of how the settings are going to work for Twitch, we got that all figured out.
Oh yeah, we did?
It's been working the entire time. I mean, there's a little, it's grainy.
How many people are on there?
It says 11 right now.
Ooh, 11 people. Hello, 11 people.
Nobody's commented, but that could also be because maybe I don't have comments turned on. This is literally the first time having gone through all the settings.
I've never been on Twitch.
Haven't played with this, so if it's not the experience you expected, sorry. And so we're using software encoding for streaming and hardware encoding for recording, because our recordings are more important to us. This is just a secondary thing to test out. So this is a little bit grainy. It's a little bit glitchy, but it's using basically...
But people might be just watching on their phones, so it might
or
not
listening. The audio might be fine. This is using basically 0 resources, 5.4% of the CPU right now.
Cool.
So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If there's anything else comes up between now and then...
Make sure to order your nose hair clipper thing.
Yeah. So, again, like I said, make sure you check all that out. Our 6,000 subscriber giveaway is going on right now. So the rules for that,
Spotify and Apple.
The rules, and YouTube. But okay, so here's a quick and dirty, right? The full rules will be present on a post on the channel. You need to be a YouTube subscriber to enter. So that's part 1. To enter after you're a subscriber on YouTube, all you have to do, leave a comment on any YouTube video, current past or upcoming.
Okay.
Leave a comment on any Spotify video or episode, if whatever. I guess you could do audio only on Spotify, or leave a review on Apple. 5-star reviews are the only ones that count. You can get an entry.
No haters at the 1-star.
So you have to be a YouTube subscriber,
right,
for any of the comments to count. Once you are commenting on all those different platforms or leaving reviews or whatever else, each one counts as its own entry. So if you leave a comment on every episode, you increase your chances.
Ooh.
This goes through April 19th. Let me double check that. April 19th, I believe, is the Saturday. Yes. Goes through April 19th with winner announced on April 26th, assuming we hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks so much. And in the future, if you guys want to watch us as we're recording, subscribe to us on Twitch. It will not be scheduled because we do not have, we have close to a schedule.
Yeah, sort of. We only record when the kids are in school. That's my rule.
We generally have 2 days a week unless something important comes up. We have 2 days a week. So Mondays are a good day to look, usually around noon Eastern time. Today is Wednesday. We started around noon Eastern time.
And then occasionally Fridays.
Guest episodes happen when they happen.
Based on the guest schedule.
We might put out a post and say recording with so-and-so, and you might be able to jump in here and join that conversation live, which actually could be a good opportunity. Cool. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, we will be in the comments. And also have a Sean Ryan arrest update coming because it got thicker. There's another arrest on record. So now we got 2 to look into.
Okay.
Yep. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff.
Goodbye.
Bye.